Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugger and I'm coming at you with League of Legends, and this time we're going to Summer's Rift, although this time we are not in the jungle with Nunu. We are actually 2v1 bottoming. This is not showcasing how well I can do 2v1, this is kind of showcasing that I 2v1'd. I think it was more that the bottom lane maybe wasn't very good, more to the fact that I was, but how this came around is only three of us were playing, Evil Bunnies, Kekalike, and myself, so we have two randoms, and we were playing Draft, and owns the gay bar, as it says there, called Jungle, and he picked before me. So therefore, I was kind of stuck going with whatever I got, and what was left was top. So I chose Nunu top. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, I noticed it was a Quinn top. Now, I knew for a fact that this Quinn, it was just in my head that this Quinn would wreck me top. I would get waltzed all over, Quinn would get super fed, and I would just, that would be it. So I suggested to my nephew and my friend there that they go top versus Quinn, and I'll 2v1 bot as Nunu, in the bot lane. This is, I don't know exactly the reason why. I just felt that I would do better against Sona and Varus having to stay under my tower than I would against Quinn. Part of the reasoning is like Quinn's vault. She can vault into the tower range, hit me, vault pretty much out of the tower range, and peg me with a pretty strong shot. And I didn't want to deal with that. And also, I don't know, it's just a feeling. Varus doesn't have the mobility, and there's Sona down there, and I have decent sustain. So I really just decided, you know what, we got to try this. We got to go 2v1 bot, and we're going to go against Varus and Sona as Nunu. Now, I will be leveling Nunu in an unconventional manner. And that manner is, I will be leveling his consume over everything else. Because, of course, for the sustain that consume gives me. Just the health it can give back to me. And when you see my build in this game, you're going to wonder what the hell I was building. Because it's a fairly long game. And even I was like, I don't even know what the hell I'm building in this game. I'm just building. So the reality is we can +2 this for most of it and not lose a lot. Of course, they're a little late coming back to the lane, and I don't CS very well as it is. So I'm pretty sure right now they're looking for where maybe the support is or what's going on. They're thinking maybe I'm the support, but then they see that there's two bot, and then it comes to realization that it's just me versus them bot lane. And what's really sucking for me right now is the lane's pushing the wrong way. Although we get first blood on Trundle, and then Bran gets a double kill. So Bran's set up pretty well. So I'm already low mana, and I actually don't like doing this at ×2 speed. Sorry. I'm already at low mana, so I gotta start conserving what I have. So I'm just trying to stay within experience range. And again, the wave's pushing the wrong way. But I'm pretty sure that if a gank comes, especially with this Trundle, that I could probably get away. Now, Sona does have poke, but again, I'm not overly concerned about it. I am a little concerned about Varus, but they don't land too many arrows. Sona lands poke on me. Now, see right here, they're actually pushing me out and, risking missing CS. Versus getting CS in lane. Now, keep in mind, what did that accomplish when they came after me like that? Nothing really. I take a fair bit of damage there, but I just snowball Sona and back away. I still have health potions. I'm not too worried about it. Although, honestly, I shouldn't have done that. I'm not worried about Sona's poke. I'm really not. The wave's pushing in my direction, so I'm not overly scared right now. I still have consume. I still have Ice Ball, I still have some health potions, and Sona's not doing the best job poking at me anyways, and Varus is just missing arrows. And at this point, Sona's spending so much time poking me, she's actually starting to run herself low on mana. So that's not going to help her in any regard either. She does have a little bit of mana regen. I don't know what she's running for runes and masteries, but not all that much. Again, they're just poking me, but then Varus takes 2 tower hits, which is really poor on his part. I believe I'm running health potions right now, and I just consume. And again, I'm not overly worried. I'm just biding my time, waiting for my consume. I level up, which really helps there. Now look at Varus. Varus wants to spend more time trying to harass me than he does anything else, which they really should be just going for the tower. They're trying to dive on Quinn top lane right now. And unfortunately Trundle's coming in, and I don't think that's going to go well. They do back off. I don't farm very well to begin with, and Nunu's not somebody that farms very well, but you can see the sustain I'm getting despite how low I was poked down, despite the fact that I didn't have any more potions. I'm still back up 3/4 health. I did go cloth armor and 5 to start. I am running, what masteries am I running? I know what masteries I'm running. I'm running 921-0, but I forget what runes I'm running. Actually, I think I went hybrid penetration marks, armor yellows, magic resist per level blues, and I think hybrid quints. And the reason for hybrids is I was expecting to go hybrid Nunu. AD and AP versus a top lane. I did it before versus a Cho'Gath, and it worked out really, really well. I was able to hang in there with Cho'Gath and actually at times even bully him out of the lane. So I thought I'd be able to do that top lane again. Yeah, well, it didn't work out that way. So I just reached level 6, and now I'm telling Jarvan, hey, you know what? Now that I'm level 6, these guys are only level 4. We might be able to make something happen here. You know, my ulti versus them be really strong. Unfortunately, the wave's pushing in the wrong direction. And I tell Jarvan, I said, well, you know, the wave's kind of pushed the wrong way right now. I was hoping maybe Jarvan would come back because I've got almost 3/4 mana and almost full health again. So it's just a matter of time for the wave to push back. And Sona harasses me. I just harass them back. I'm trying to bait them into Jarvan at this point. And you see, they're taking a lot of minion damage as well. Hooray for minions. I'm trying really hard to get them to come to harass me, you know, walking up, consuming minions. And then Jarvan just decides to go in under the tower. I try to get Sona, and we force a flash out of it. So we force Sona to flash, and, you know, they're low health. I would love to keep them under the tower some and try and make them miss some CS. But the reality is I'm low health. Well, not low health. I got no more sustain other than my consume, and I'm actually low mana. So what I need to do is go back. This is an opportunity for me to get back to my base, buy, and then get back to lane without having to use my teleport, which is all I'm concerned about. Now, I'm going a little risky when I return to lane this time, and we can actually speed up the return. As, unfortunately, we do lose Lulu top. 2v1 not going quite as planned, but it's actually still going pretty good. The fact that they got a kill isn't that Quinn got a kill isn't that big a deal. I am going risky. I went straight out Ninja Tabbies to reduce auto attack damage. And 1 health potion with a rejuve bead, hoping that this will give me, you know, enough sustain. I consumed the minion that's full health, and I just swat the minion that's low health, so yeah, like I said, I don't CS well to begin with. You see, I know someone's coming to try and poke me, so I'm trying to put myself into a position where, you know, her harass isn't doing much to me anymore, but then again, neither is my harass doing anything to her. And then I'm realizing Varus has gone back. It's just Sona. And Sona has no hope of harassing me out of lane beyond my consume. You know, she just can't. You know, maybe I should have gone a Duran Shield. Maybe I should have gone something else. I'm not sure. But I just decided, you know what? It's time. I'm going to see if I can just farm this lane out. I'm not good at freezing lanes. But it was my opportunity to try and get some CS, which I did. I didn't get a lot, but I got some. You know, it was my opportunity to do that. For all the harass they give me, I have level 3 consume right now. So if you look at this here, what does it say here? Oh yeah, I heal myself 170 plus 5, so 175 per minion consumed. I've already got 1,229 health, so that's a fair heal coming back. And the wave is starting to push back in my direction. So, again, look, he misses a CS just to get an arrow off on me, which isn't going to do anything. You know, and he almost missed another one. He did pick it off, though, so it wasn't too bad. But again, you know, I'm not concerned. I'm just waiting for top tower to fall. That's all I want. And, you know, they're pinging that Jarvan is coming. Jarvan was seen, and I'm telling Jarvan to go through this way. Unfortunately, they back off. You know, I kind of figured it was warded. I didn't ask Jarvan to come down. He just came down. So they back way off. They can't see him where he is, I don't think, but it's almost like they did, or maybe they just waited around long enough till they were sure he was gone. I don't know. And I missed CS left and right. You know, I didn't even get to consume that minion, which bothered me. Missing an arrow again, and very little harass from Sona, which, you know, doesn't bother me. And I just consume a minion, and I take more damage for it than what I healed for it, but it was fine, you know. There we go. We do get top lane. God, my mind stalled there for a minute. I'm sorry. And now I'm harassed low, and now I am a little bit concerned, but not too much. I do still have a health potion, which I finally popped. And Trundle is upholding the top lane, so I don't have to worry about anyone coming to dive me right now. That tower should fall soon, at least I'm hoping. And other than that, this is pretty much what goes on. They get me low health, and there we go. The tower falls up top. And to me, the 2v1 switch at this point was successful. Granted, we did lose Lulu, but we got Quinn back just recently, and their tower fell first, long before my tower fell. And you see, they only got it about half health, not quite. So I'm telling them, you know what? Once you guys come back down here and deal with this lane, and I just popped my ulti, and I actually get a flash from Sona. I popped it for no other reason than to clear the minion wave to protect the tower. That was it. That's the only reason I popped it, because I was worried the tower actually would fall with the minion wave that was there and the minion wave that was coming before Lulu and Ezreal came to take my place. And, you know, as you can see, all the harass they did on me really didn't equal out to much. They got me a little low. I was a little concerned sometimes, but not too often. And here comes Lulu. And I screwed up that flash so hard. But as you can see, despite the flash, we got Sona's ulti out of it. And Sona flashed as well, so I wasn't... Sona flashed earlier, so I'm not overly concerned about what happened here. So I decided to go back. And this is going to showcase my fears. What I was worried about earlier. I know Quinn's pushing top right now. So I actually do start working to get an Aegis of the Legion and turn that into an Iron Locket. I decided to go that first because nobody else was building it, and it's a decent item for Nunu. I come up in the mid lane just to clear it out, just to keep it off the tower, and I consume one more minion and turn it back over to Bran. And at this point I start heading top lane. Well, no, blue spawn, so I decided to get blue first. And then I'll head top lane. With consume, you know, it's not a big deal. I'm not jungling, so I don't have to worry about smite. And Sona gets dangerously low there. So the swap kind of working. Fortunately, I used my ulti, but then get knocked right out of it. It was a smart move by Quinn. But you can see how easily, you can see how Quinn knows to harass me so much better under the tower. And this is the realization of my fears. I'm glad I have blue buff, otherwise I'd be out of mana at this point. Jarvan wants to gank and comes in. I'm way too far behind. I already don't have my ulti. And at this point, I actually wanted to back off. I see Trundle, no, I actually didn't see Trundle, but I saw Trundle's pillar. And I knew it was a 2v2, I didn't have my ulti, but then Jarvan keeps going. And this is just going to turn really bad. I was in no position to help Jarvan, and then I get myself caught. And I get, you know, completely blown up, and I end up losing my blue buff. And Brand came too late, wasn't able to do anything either. So that did not go in our favor by far. And bot lane has taken the tower as well as gotten kills. So I teleport top to keep Trundle off the tower at this point, as this tower is taking almost no damage. And here's Quinn again, and yeah, she unfortunately has my blue buff, which means she can harass the hell out of me. Fortunately, I do have Ice Ball, which helps a little bit, but I'm kind of realizing at this point that it's really a bad idea that this continues, that this Quinn is just going to wreck me. I don't know how I got caught in that. I had her on the edge of that, and I don't know why. I don't know why I did that, but I'm almost dead. She's harassing me way too effectively right now. And so I'm actually telling my nephew and my friend there, Lulu and Ezreal, you know what, guys? Come back and take this lane. I can't do this against this Quinn. She's going to either kill me or easily get this tower. And, you know, there, she takes a tower shot. Big deal. That's exactly what I was talking about. Able to vault in, hit me with a pretty strong shot, and then bail out. You know, so I really want them to come and take over this lane. Because especially now, I have no mana. So I'm in a pretty screwed situation right now. So I'm like, at this point, I'm almost begging for help. You know, I snowball Quinn just to try and slow down her attack speed on the tower. And finally, you know, they're able to come up. There's no gripe here. This was about as soon as they could come, so it was fine. Ezreal comes and takes over. And I'm going to go back down bot lane, I believe, to deal with Varus and Sona, because I was faring actually better against them. Unfortunately, they do take our tower, or Varus does. I wasn't able to keep it up. I take a little bit of harass, but again, I'm not too concerned. I do have the Iron Locket now, which gives me, you know, plenty of benefits. I got extra health, armor, cooldown reduction, and I get extra health regen and extra magic resist. So that's fine. Varus blows his arrow completely, not using it. And Jarvan's close by, so I'm thinking, you know, Jarvan, come on, we can kill these two, no problem. I have no issues that we can kill. I try to flash in, I want to get closer, doesn't help. We get 2 flashes, I believe there's 2 on ulti, and there's Varus's ulti, but it's still not enough. Between Jarvan being able to slow and me being able to slow, Varus is just not going to get away. And I actually pick up the kill on that. So that's a classic example of being extended too far. That's a 100% pure classic example of overextending without proper coverage. Yes, they do have a ward here, but they didn't have a ward in this area, so Jarvan was able to get close enough, early enough. We got the Varus ult, we got the Sona ult, we got Varus flash, I believe we got Sona flash, and we still got the kill. You know, for everything they tried to do to get away, they just weren't successful. So now I go and get a Spirit Stone. I am going to go for the what's it called there? The Spirit of the Wraith. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Spirit of the Wraith at this point. And I'm just going to keep on farming bottom lane. We do have a decent lead right now. 8 kills to 4, so we're 4 kills up. We are upper tower. And we have a, what, not quite 4k gold lead right now. And as you can see, I actually have Varus a little scared about trying to go head-to-head with me, especially with the sizable minion wave behind me. You know, if the minion wave starts attacking him, he's going to take a ton of damage. And my snowballs do a fair amount of damage to him now, as I am leveling that up second. So I actually have fully leveled snowball and fully leveled consume. I'm actually not used to being this high level. I mean, I'm level 13 to their levels 9 and 11. And I'm not really used to that. So I just decided to back out when Sona shows up. You know, especially you can see it looked like Trundle was starting to move in. I want to do Dragon at this point. That's why I dropped the ward. But that's not, you know, that's not happening. So we decide instead to push mid tower, which is actually a good idea because it's pretty close to dead anyways. So Blood Boil on Jarvan, and we take the tower really easily. Now I'm pinging for Dragon, and I want Jarvan to come because he has Smite, but unfortunately he really doesn't come early. I'm worried about people showing up to contest us, but Bran and I are going. And I walk in to see if it's there. I start to walk out, but then Bran decides to start it. I thought maybe we'd go after Varus, but then, of course, here comes Jarvan as well. So it's like, oh, okay, now Jarvan's here. Now we can do the Dragon. And it's not going to be difficult for us to bring down. Not with both me and Jarvan there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tap the microphone. They do have ward coverage in this area, so that's pretty good on Sona's part. Although they backed out, way out for whatever reason. I guess they kind of figured we were in the area. Maybe they didn't know what we were doing. And this is Nunu's Nunu's shortfall right here. Obviously, he can't push for squat. He really can't. Of course, I didn't go with the idea of pushing when I chose him. I just wanted sustain out of him. That's all I truly wanted. You see a chase going on up here against Ezreal and Lulu, and chasing a Lulu is really, really hard to do. And so Ezreal and Lulu get away very easily. And it kind of looks like they're grouping up in the mid lane right now. I don't use teleport nearly as effectively as I should, to be honest. I really don't. I strictly took it for the fact that I could originally, you know, teleport down the bot lane onto a ward and then help gank, which is kind of traditional because with Nunu's ice balls it works really easy. So I'm just waiting for as much mana to come back. I got the Spirit of the Wraiths. I'm trying to teleport. I think I'm trying to teleport mid lane, or at least I'm looking to. There we go. Here comes the teleport. And zip. There we go. I teleport up in the lane just to get up here faster. You know, a fight could easily break out, and I want to be here with my ulti if it does. Trundle's going back right now. That's not really great on their part. Although Lulu stops him from going back. Again, we're looking to push an advantage here, and it's really not the best idea that Trundle leave his team, considering he's the only form of tank that they really have. Quinn's not in the mid right now either, so if Trundle leaves, that would be really bad for them. You know, Brand, we take a look at Brand here. 187 CS, he's 4-0. 180, actually he's 187 now. 181 CS, 4-0. So Brand and Ezreal are just fed big time right now. And Lux Laser does nothing. It's not actually a waste. People say, oh, Lux wasted her ulti. No, Lux's ulti is on such a low cooldown, especially at level 3 with cooldown reductions. And Quinn thinking that, oh, you know what, I'm going to turn into bird form and I'm going to dive on Brand and kill him. Yeah, there's a Lulu and a Nunu here. You have slows for days. It's not happening. You want a tower dive? Go ahead and tower dive. Go ahead and tower dive with a Nunu. Go ahead. No, they don't. They get some damage on Lulu, but not much. And then Ezreal shows up. Brand's on his way back. And Jarvan's here as well, so nothing to be worried about. As Varus starting to go back gets stopped. Trundle trying to engage. Now he does engage, uses his ulti. There's the Sona ulti, there's the Varus ulti, that's all I'm waiting for. And boom! Full channeled Nunu ulti. Immediately eviscerated 3 of them. Didn't kill anybody, but took their health insanely low. I believe that was Sona, Varus, and Sona, Varus, and Quinn that my ulti just completely annihilated. Now at this point, in truth, we should be taking Baron. Right here, we probably have a Baron. Quinn's down in time. I'm pretty sure we could kill it, but I don't think we go for it. I just help Jarvan. I help Jarvan take their red buff real quick just to speed it up. And now I'm going to get blue buff because Nunu likes blue buff. Plus I get the benefit of consuming it, so I get extra health. And they say extra size. It must not be that much size. I don't see too much of a difference. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm farming for at this point. I think I want a Giant's Belt, and I think I just got enough gold for a Giant's Belt, yeah. Because I'm getting the Sunfire Cape. Why the Sunfire Cape? Well, in all due honesty, it's pretty simple. Number one, they have 2 ADCs, plus Trundle. Number two, Sunfire Cape, if I decide to knock back a lane, will help give me push. It gives the Nunu that extra little ability to push. Because I'm not looking to be a damage dealer in this fight. I'm not looking to be a damage dealer in this game other than my channeled ulti. You know, this gives me cooldown reduction, and it gives me regen, it gives me spell vamp, which is really good. It gives me all the benefits that Nunu needs, plus ability power. This gives me cooldown reduction in health as well. So that's why I went, you know, this way. The Sunfire Cape will give me the ability to push a lane as we go for Dragon again. And unfortunately, Ezreal is shut down, but we get the Dragon, no problem. And there's really no chasing Trundle, and it does miss as we continue going on him. And Trundle ultis at this point. And just keep going on him. I ulti, but he knocks me sideways with a pillar. As this is more of a skirmish than anything else. I don't think anything comes out of all this back and forth. Trundle tries to go in, doesn't work. Brand ulti really hurts Varus. No idea what Sona thinks she's going to do. She's completely out of mana. There's the Cataclysm, and Sona goes down. Unfortunately, we lose Jarvan as well. Quinn goes in after Brand, but my snowball and then Lulu plus Brand damage is just going to destroy her. And I want to keep going, but I'm realizing as I look behind me, it's not the best of ideas. Zoom, Ezreal almost killing Varus. If I had gotten one more snowball on him, that would have been the end. Lux Laser kind of tickles me at this point. I'm like almost out of mana at this point. I just want to consume a minion and get out. You saw how much I healed off that. I'm now healing for 250 plus 42, so almost 300 health. You know, 292 health when I consume a minion. And I just teleport it back out. I think I have enough for the chain vest now. Yep, there we go. Pick up the chain vest. Like I said, that was my reasoning behind getting the Sunfire Cape. Was it would give me the push I need if I'm not in the same lane as everybody else. Such as if I'm pushing back a lane, the Sunfire Cape will give Nunu the ability to push a lane, because otherwise he can't push squat. You know, he really can't. He doesn't have the ability. So I decided to go for the red buff at this point. I have the benefits from the wolves, although that's, I think, going to run out. But I do get the, yeah, I do get this. So I do bonus magic damage to champions. I don't know how much for sure. And now I teleport back because, do I have the full Sunfire Cape? Oh no, I decided to get a elixir because I want to start clearing out around Baron. You know, this is something I'm trying to do more often. Pick up elixirs or pink wards so that I can clear out Baron and wards. They don't have too many wards down on the map, but it's worth checking anyways, and I will find the 2 that are there. As I'm not exactly sure what's going on in this lane. It looks like they're looking for somebody that's not around. And again, I'm just ward clearing, and I find this ward. And I'm able to clear that out. I'm a little nervous about going into Baron Pit because I'm like, oh, I don't want my Sunfire Cape to set it off. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have Sunfire yet. So the Baron area is clear. There's absolutely nothing in the Baron Pit. And with their other 2 wards cleared out, they have no vision in that area at all. So again, I'm really trying to rush down the Sunfire Cape because I want the ability to push a lane harder by myself. You know, I want the ability to be able to push waves, reverse lanes, and, you know, cause a team to follow me. Now my teleport is up at this point. What I should have done is teleported down to the lane, down the mid lane, to help my team. But I decided I'm going to try and continue to split push this lane. And I just pop my ulti here just to get the minion wave up to the tower. And yeah, this is not going to go well. Trundle comes around me and I go the other way. I'm going to try and teleport out once I see that I'm trapped. And it's not going to work as I get knocked sideways. But rest of my team comes. Or not rest of my team. Some of my team comes. You see Quinn's coming really fast though. And Quinn attacks Brand in the back. Gets stunned. But he's so low. And she's going to flash and pop him. And unfortunately get a big bounty on him. So Quinn's really the danger on the team. And unfortunately nobody else from my team is there. So Jarvan will eventually fall, giving a double kill to Quinn. But that still wasn't bad considering the trouble they were in. They were pretty close to picking off the kills. But as you see here, for all that effort, it's not really worth it. For all that effort, Ezreal and Lulu do get bot tower. And if you take a look, this tower's only got 233 health left on it. So I almost got that tower along with the rest of my team there when they came in. I don't know how much damage they put up, but I almost got that tower. But I do have Sunfire Cape now, so that gives me a little bit more pushing power in the lanes. If I decide to split push again, it definitely gives me defense versus Varus and Quinn. It gives me extra health, which for Nunu is really good. And again, I'm just rechecking, relooking for wards, making sure that they don't have vision in this area, because with all the towers that we have down, we really want that. Now, I want to bait them into a Nunu ult, but it's not going to happen. I do ult on top of Trundle, not for much. At this point, I want to keep my Ice Ball on Quinn. And she goes down. Unfortunately, we lose Lulu. Again, I keep pushing and I get caught, and I am going to die out. But we also get Sona in return, and then Trundle finds himself in a bad spot. And he really wants to get Ezreal, but it's not going to happen. And he's going to end up dying as well. So we ended up trading 3 for 2. Definitely worth it. Plus we got the top tower, which had almost no health on it. So we got an 18-13 lead. We are 54,000 gold to their 45,000. So we're pushing a 10k gold lead. At this point, we've snowballed really well, and it becomes our game to lose. Pretty simple. They do find Varus, and Varus flashes out of Cataclysm, which is good because, you know, they forced a flash as well for the cost of a Jarvan ulti. So that's pretty cool. Brand is just fed. He doesn't have a death cap yet, which I find surprising considering how many kills and how much CS he has. I thought for sure that he'd have a death cap by now, but no, he didn't. And our Ezreal, by the way, my friend Evil Bunny's here. This is his first time Ezreal. First time playing Ezreal. He's 9-2. Okay. So I go to the jungle because I want to clear some jungle minions. Not happening. I'm thinking, you know, clearing, you know, taking Baron would be good. And I find a single ward in the area. I pop down a pink ward and there's no more vision. But we can't do Baron right now because there is a brawl going off in the middle. Don't know what Trundle thinks he's doing, but I immediately turn my attention to Varus, who gets shielded for days. His ulti and flash, Cataclysm, he's stuck. He has no flash, he has no way out. I give him a snowball just for good measure. Then Sona comes in and pretty much wastes her ulti, and so does Lux at this point. Lux is just going to get freaking destroyed. And Sona almost follows suit, and yeah, there we go. Now, we could push turret, but I'm thinking we should get Baron. And they're worried about Quinn pushing. I'm like, don't worry about Quinn pushing right now. Let's just take Baron. We got a lead. If Quinn takes the tower, that's okay. We got enough of a lead. We can afford the tower loss. Quinn's going to try and take the next tower, but I'm not teleporting back. I'm teleporting to the tower to prevent her from taking it. And you see, I'm just going to ulti. She's going to have to force the vault off me, and that causes the turret to turn in her direction. She's trying to get away, but no way. Ezreal's way too fed now for her to do that. And he nailed all of his skill shots, so she just ends up going down immediately. I want this blue buff, and Jarvan, he didn't get really upset that I got it, but he was a little upset. But I'm not being mean. Nunu uses a lot more mana than Jarvan does, and I have under 1,000, so sorry, Jarvan, but Nunu need cooldown. Now we have Baron buff. We should be pushing the mid lane, and I want Jarvan to come at this point, because we really need him. As Trundle tries to come behind us, but Lulu just cock blocks all that. Lulu is like the ultimate cock blocker when it comes to taking care of engages and whatnot. Brand gets cut off from the rest of us, but again, Lulu just like says, hits her nope button, and I get ultied. I ulti Trundle just to keep him from getting away, because getting rid of Trundle is a big boon in our favor, just because without him, they lose their tank. Now, I am low health. I'm trying to consume a minion, but it's not working. So I'm actually going to get beat out. And Varus goes down. Jarvan's full health, so they have no choice. Between Jarvan and Lulu, they have no chance of winning that fight. It almost went poorly in our favor. We gave up 3, but we took 4, and there's very little that Lux can do, especially with Lulu there. Although I think they're actually able to get the tower, because they can Jarvan could have easily gotten her if he had gotten that just a little bit closer. I'm not sure if we get the tower or not. I think we do. I think we get the tower, but not the inhibitor. And yeah, we got the tower, but not able to get the inhibitor because spawns are happening. Jarvan wants to go for the top tower, but then realizes it's a bad idea and backs off. So back I come up, and I've actually got a needlessly large rod at this point. I figure I've got enough defense for now. Lux isn't really hurting that much. Sona isn't hurting that much. So I've got a decent amount of armor right now that I actually want to get myself a death cap, because now I want my abilities to hurt. I want my ulti to really hurt. I want my snowball to really hurt. So I figure getting a death cap and then getting one more, kind of like tanky AP item, maybe like a frozen fist or something. And Sona just blows up. Taking any member out of their team is really good. They don't have a lot of CC on their team. They get the Lux Bind if they can land it. They get the Varus ulti, which once it's gone, it's used. And they get Sona ulti. And, there goes Lux as well. There's not much reason we can't push to win here. And as you can tell by the time, that's exactly what we're going to do. I didn't know Lux had disconnected at that time. Okay, now I feel bad. I thought Lux was still there, but she just disconnected. I don't know if it would have mattered or not, to be honest. Trundle trying, Varus trying, but the tower falls. And, again, using my snowball to help slow, using my consume, I've got plenty of health. I'm worried that things are going to go bad. Pop an ulti on Trundle. Doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. I was hoping to catch more. It didn't work. At this point, their ADCs are down. Lux is coming back soon. I'm like, you know what? I just want this game to end. I just want this game to end, so I'm just going to sit here and beat on this turret, and then I get help from Ezreal and Brand, and there you go. We end up winning it out. I actually felt pretty good about that 2v1. Again, I'm going to say, though, I don't feel great about it so much as that I did a really great job. I feel good about it because, I feel like I did okay, and I'm really feeling like the bottom team, Varus and Sona, um, really didn't know how to harass properly, I guess. I don't know. I don't feel like I deserve a whole hell of a lot of credit for my performance bottom lane. Let's put it that way. I think some of it goes to the fact that maybe bottom lane wasn't, very good because that Quinn was wrecking me top when I went up there. So take it for how you will. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you folks. Until next time, leave a comment, subscribe, rate if you will. This is one big bugger one last time. I'll see you then.